Welcome back to the other side of 45 podcast. I'm your host, Randy Black. I am joined by my co-host, Bougie Canvas, as we can wrap up this series, X versus Z, Life After High School. So let's just hop right into the wrapping up this series and talking about what was going on life after high school for you. So we interviewed four young ladies who talked about what their life is since they've graduated high school. We talked to Destiny, Chai, Courtney, and Aiden. All young ladies going to different schools, different paths, and different stories. So, anything that stuck out to you about any of those stories that you want to talk about?
Something that stuck out to me was the second woman that we interviewed when she was saying how in high school she sat down with her guidance counselor and they basically gave her like the harsh truth and saying, like, if you don't get your stuff together, you're going to be sitting back and you're going to be watching your friends graduate and they're going to be moving on to better things. And I was thinking, dang, I mean, obviously, I graduated high school, but I was thinking, dang, I would hate to be like, graduated college already, watching my friends, move on. Because I'm gonna be honest, like,
What? You
my
be
screen
honest.
just went black.
Okay, keep going. You be honest. What?
Okay, I'll be honest, like, I've been feeling kind of stagnant, like, since COVID, like, I just lost my motivation. And it's funny because just the other day I was talking to an acquaintance. Like, we met during my freshman year and I knew him because of my he was my ex's friend. So we caught up and he was just, I kind of got like a reality check. Like how she got a reality check, I kind of got a reality check from him. He was saying, this is our senior year. We need to make sure we're on it. And I'm gonna be honest, I was kind of stagnant. Like I've been doing work here and there, but I knew I could be doing more. So what she said kind of just stuck out to me because I was just like, dang, if I'm not doing more, if I'm not adding to my portfolio, if I'm not like, on like, on my own ass, then I'm gonna be looking stuck. I'm gonna be graduated, trying to figure out which career path I want to get on, which I know which career path I want to get on. It's just, trying to get there, having like the tools to get there, like my portfolio set up, having experience already under my belt. So he said that, and I was just like, that's two reality checks in a month. Let me take
Uh
the
oh.
advice before I get
You know,
crazy.
the universe is trying to tell you something. And that's what this was about. Get what you can from their stories, like Aiden's story. That really stuck out for me because the two of you did go to the same high school, and I know they really was pushing STEM. They were really pushing 4 year colleges, and that's not everybody's path. And that led her down a path of majoring in something she actually wasn't even interested in. She majored in nursing, knowing that they made it seem like there was no other choice. And a lot of people are like that, but she followed her own path and decided to change majors.
That's good.
I'm glad that she's where she wants to be and where she needs to be. And sometimes it takes a couple tries to get it right. And even a couple different schools, like she even went as far as transferring to another college, which I think is awesome that she could see that this wasn't working out and that she needed to do something different. And that is what life is about. When you get out in the real world, just because you think something's going to work out in your favor doesn't mean it always will.
Yeah.
So, and you and Aiden both share this art major. So, I know you know how that is to be majoring in something that isn't as popular as, say, engineering,
Yeah.
nursing.
Actually, my freshman year, this guy, he was such a dick too. He was saying like, we were all going around saying our majors, and he had said, who majors in art? Like that's so lame. Like why would you do that? And he was just like, there's no point in majoring. You're not going to make a lot of money. And I was just like, whoa, dude, chill. Like, I major in art. I was like, I major in art. Like, what's wrong with that? And like, for the longest, I was questioning if I was like making the right decision by majoring in art. Because for me, like, I've always been creative.
Yeah.
And it
Hmm.
was like the last year of high school when I decided to start taking art seriously. Because before that, I wasn't always saying I want to be a graphic designer or an animator. I was saying like different things. Like, I don't know. I used to want to own my own dance studio. It was always
Hmm.
something creative. So I knew I was going to be in the arts somehow, but I never took like drawing seriously. I knew I just enjoyed drawing. I would just do it for fun, but I took it seriously my last year. So when I got to college and he said that, I was just like, did I make a mistake? Like, was I not supposed to do this? No, because, like, I don't know. He was just being a jerk. I was just like,
He
dude,
was.
like, you didn't do any. And I told him, like, even though I told him, like, he basically didn't do his research on, like, how much artists can make, I was just like, okay, like, afterwards, I was still, like, considering, like, it's not a popular major, really. So it makes you think if you should go for it. And I thought about it for a while, but after like being in school for like about 3.5 years, I realized that it was definitely the right decision because I'm meeting a lot of people that I honestly don't think I would have met if I hadn't gone to school for art.
Whoa, wow. That is really positive. And so then that takes us to Courtney, who had to pay her own way. And the lessons that she said she kept failing, even though she was the one paying for the
Yeah,
classes. So sometimes it takes a couple tries to get it right. And she did
yeah.
eventually graduate, our little inspiring actress. And maybe we'll see Courtney on the big screen or even the small screen sometime soon. But her paying for college, does bring up the whole student loan forgiveness. I don't want to get into it a lot. You and I could do that on another podcast. But I've always been a big fan of, big believer of when you know better, you do better. And this whole thought
Hmm.
process that I hear people saying all over, this whole thing that I'm hearing a lot on social media about, oh, I had to pay my student loans and I had to work for school and I worked hard and we come to the land of the freeloaders. Well, haven't we been freeloading and bailing out banks and farmers and airlines and the car industry?
Yeah.
We call them freeloaders, but you get the middle class a break, a $10,000 break on education, and all of a sudden we're
But you
freeloaders.
notice the demographic it will help the most.
Of course. So, of course,
That's
and like I said, we can talk about that in depth at another one. But I think about people like, the young people who are trying to navigate college all by themselves. They need that kind of break. And so I'm all for it. I don't even think $10,000 is enough. I think it need to be way more than that.
I thought it was
So,
20,000.
well, I really got to do the research. I have to see exact numbers because your sister was telling me that we need to look into it a little bit more. But regardless, anybody who can get a break on the high cost of college needs it. And so that maybe people
No,
like Courtney won't have to work as hard and get their education and not have that extra burden once they're out of high school. And that brings us to
no,
our
really.
last guest, which was Destiny. She was our first guest. Destiny had a really great story, But one thing I want to bring out about Destiny, I want to get your thoughts on it. Destiny is not really that active in school. And you being on campus, what do you think about her saying that she's not that active? But it works for her, which is fine.
I mean, the I think like yesterday or like the day before, I was talking to my friends and you know they were saying your college experience is basically whatever you want it to be.
Yes,
So
it
if
is.
that means like you don't really want to be that active within the school, but you're going for your education and working on your career, like I don't see nothing wrong with that. Like not
I don't see
everybody wants
anything
to
wrong with
be
it.
involved in the school. Your college experience is like it's like what you got out of it after you graduated. Like people get networking opportunities, people get these really great jobs, people have memories that they can never, that can never be replaced. So I don't see nothing wrong with it.
I don't see anything wrong with it. I love hearing her story, how she's happy not being all that active. It just gives a different view of what
Well,
college looks like for different people.
yeah, and
All
it's
four
crazy.
of them.
Not crazy, but who was it? This guy I was talking to Saturday was saying how when you get involved in like in school, at least on this campus, a lot of times they will be out like late at night, and they said like almost every single time, like students who join activities, organizations, they said their GPA actually drops. So it's not always a good thing because like so not everybody. I'm not saying that's her situation, but not everybody can juggle like activities and schoolwork. So it's not always good to be so involved with the school because it might affect you,
Right.
negatively GPA wise. I know it did for a few people. I know a few people their GPA went down tremendously after they joined some organizations.
So we got all the girls wrapped up. We learned
Hmm.
something from all four of the girls, and I will be posting clips of their interviews. If you haven't listened to them, go back, listen to all four interviews. So you are a senior. I'm so proud of
Yep.
you. And so why don't you share a little bit about your story? You already know the questions. I won't ask the questions. So
I don't.
let's just have a dialogue of what's going on with you now. You can start with your high school, just give a little small summary of what high school was like for you. And most people who listen to the Other Side of 45 podcast know that you were very active in high school. So let's just start with what you did in high school.
High school was terrible.
Stop
I'm just kidding.
lying.
I'm just kidding. I was actually really involved in high school. I'm gonna be honest though. Academically wise, my academics I didn't fail, but I was definitely
It was a
struggling
challenge.
academically. It could get better, yeah.
It could have been a
Especially when
lot
it came to math. Like math, oh my god, it felt like I was fighting math like every step of the way, honestly. Like math
but you
was kicking my
conquered
butt.
it.
I'm not gonna
You
I
conquered
conquered
that.
it, but I'm not gonna lie, sitting here and pretend like there weren't a few nights where I was crying. And I'm being serious.
And yeah. So what about talk about some of the activities that you were in?
Well, yeah, I was in cheer, dance, track. Oh, and I was the
Orchestra.
president of the BSU, and just
Now, oh wait, go back to BSU, which stands for Black Student.
oh yeah, Black Student Union. I
Right.
was the president of the Black Student Union.
Not only
Um,
president, you created it. Founder. You were the founder for your school.
yes, Asia came up with the idea, and then we just kind of founded it.
Yeah. Well, Asia was too
Um,
young. Your sister
oh yeah,
was
she
too
was.
young
She
because
was
she
too
was in
young.
middle school. So yeah, that we were.
So
See, we go places and we just cause all kind of havoc at that
no,
predominantly
really.
white school. Because them parents were hot when we put BSU.
Ooh, they were so mad. Oh
They
my
were
god, like
salty. So
they
you were the
wanted.
president. Yeah, they didn't like it.
Yeah.
You were president of the Black Student Union. You did orchestra
Hmm.
also, student
Oh, I forgot
council.
about that. I did do an orchestra. I had
Yeah,
student council for like a year or two.
student
I
council was
wasn't even
fun.
really. Yeah,
You were in
I was really
parades.
involved. I will
You
say
were,
this because of how involved I was. I think that kind of affected my involvement with college. My first year of college, I actually didn't want to be involved in like any organizations because of how involved I was in high school. There was one organization I wanted to be involved with, just one. I did not get in, but that was pretty much it. There was only one I wanted to get involved with freshman year. I wasn't too eager to get back involved with the school because I will say being involved in a lot of things. Oh my god, if I say involved one more time, like
it was so active then.
um, yeah, I was so active in high school, but it was tiring.
Yeah,
I was really tired.
yeah.
Like I was I had to literally I had to go from cheer practice to track practice right after. And track practice was no joke. Like I had to drop it. It was really now that was kicking my behind too because they had us exercising and it was hard. Anyone who's done track knows what I'm talking about. But yeah, so when I went to college, I was just like, you know what? I need to take a break. I cannot get back. I can't get involved again. And then COVID happened, and then there wasn't a lot going on my sophomore year, so I was trying to get active still, but it just was not working out. So now is my senior year,
Well,
and
you
I
skipped
am.
junior year.
Oh, junior year. Yeah. I mean, I wasn't active in junior year either. Like school wise, like organization wise, no. But junior year, I would say so far was my best year. I was going out like every other weekend, like
I
with my
know.
friends. It was fun. I loved it. And now, um, second semester junior year, Kappa Pi, it's an art organization. They got back on campus. They had been on campus before, but then it just kind of fell off and they just got revised. So I got initiated into that second year, my second year. No, not
Second
second year.
semester.
Third year, second semester. And now I'm vice president of Kappa Pi. We actually have a
Yay!
meeting coming up. Yeah.
So
So I
you
have a
are
lot of
getting
activities I'm going to do through that. Yeah. I'm getting more active. I had an internship last semester. So I would say junior year was probably like my best year. I was going out. I had an internship. I just got initiated into an organization. So junior year was my best. Sophomore year was a bit rough. It was really rough, mental health wise, and then COVID. So I had a lot going on sophomore
yeah.
year. And then freshman year, I was just getting adjusted to campus. I was a little homesick. I'm not gonna lie. I was a little homesick because I was 4 hours from home. I didn't know anybody. And just like to anyone who's in college, like, I don't know if this helps if you're watching this, but if you have a friend group and y'all just like either y'all just stop being friends for whatever reason, don't take it to heart, because I definitely did my freshman year. And then when I started talking to more people, a lot of people said that their friend group or their friends from freshman year, a lot of the times they were no longer friends, and it wasn't necessarily anything bad, like anything bad happened. It was just, people just either grew apart, or they just found their flock, or they found the people that they can really, you know
They're
people that
trying.
they really mesh with. Yeah, like,
And
because
that
freshman year, everybody's trying to meet everybody, everyone's trying to
hmm
have friends, and you know, one thing we have in common is that we're all freshmen. A lot of us don't know each other. So as you get further into your college career, people start joining organizations, get more involved with their majors, and then they find the people like they want to flock with. And I wish someone had told me this, but it's just, don't take it to heart if you guys are no longer friends. You're gonna find your people, because surprisingly, I found my people.
you
So
did. You got good people too.
yeah,
And so
so
that's great. So I know we're going to cover one more thing is the influx of freshmen. This is a problem on all campuses. A lot of kids,
hmm
a lot of students aren't able to find
hmm
housing. A couple of kids that I work with are foregoing. They can't get back on campus to live. So one poor young lady, she is starting next semester. One is having to do college from home because they didn't get housing. And I know and you have some similar issues on your campus in Tennessee. So, briefly cover what's happening and
I sure did.
your housing situation.
Let me tell y'all something about this housing situation. Okay. Now, because of COVID, a lot of people took a year off. So the freshmen this year, now that schools are opened up 100%, like they just flocked together. Like everyone just from like 20 the year
2020
2020 and
graduates.
2021 graduates. So it's 2020 and 2021 graduates that came at the same time due to COVID.
With the
And
2022 graduates. So it's 3 years. It's 2020,
oh,
2021,
yeah, yeah,
and
22 graduates.
2020.
Yeah,
So that's a
2020.
lot of
So we
freshmen.
got three different classes. And let me just paint a picture for y'all, because I can't talk about other schools.
Mhm.
I go to a small school. We have 3,400 beds on campus. 3,500. Wait, we have 3,500 beds, and we have 3,400 freshmen who were admitted this semester.
Wow.
34. Yes. They make up majority of the population at the moment. They outnumber all of the classes. Our campus is like crawling with freshmen. everywhere. Um,
Crawling with freshmen
and
everywhere. They're
no,
just
really, and
everywhere.
no, they are. They're everywhere, bro. Like, oh God, like I can't even find people in my class because there's just so many freshmen. Like, and speaking to people in my class, because we have so many freshmen, they put the seniors and juniors in hotels, and not just any hotel, motels.
Mote.
Yes, so we have four motels, well, two hotels and two motels that TSU had to buy or rent out, really not buy, rent out to their upperclassmen because freshmen took up all of the space on campus. And the only people who really have housing are people who are in SGA, Sub G, and RAs. And then just people who knew those people and like got in, who could slide in. But yeah, they pushed all of their upperclassmen off campus. Some people are 20 minutes from campus.
Ooh, that's a long.
Um,
Yeah.
yes, 20 minutes. And then some freshmen are in motels, and then some freshmen don't even have housing.
Yeah.
Like some people just simply just don't even have housing. Honestly, I think I was gonna not have housing for a second. They put me in the Red Roof Inn. I don't know if y'all can tell by the background. I am not in the Red Roof Inn because I literally manifested this. I said I'm not going to the Red Roof Inn.
You
Like
did.
I said it every single day. I was like, I'm not staying there. I don't care how, but I'm not staying there. And then a friend reached out to me 2 days before I got on campus and said, hey, I got a dorm. It's available. I'm only reaching out to people that I know who would like to stay here. And she reached out to me. She said I could stay here. And now I have my own room and my own bathroom.
Yeah, it's the best space
I have
you've
a-
had since you've been in college. I
No,
love her.
really, like
Like she has a,
it's the
it's like a
best.
master bedroom with the bathroom off the side. She has a walk-in closet,
Mhm.
lots of space. Never had this much space, so it actually
No,
ended up
really,
working
because
well for you.
like the past 3 years I had to share space with other people. Like I still share space. My neighbors, they're pretty cool. They never really come out. I mean, I talk to one of them. He comes into my room sometimes. We just chit chat for a little bit. But yeah, my two neighbors, they're pretty chill. So
And how close
it's
is it to
just three of
campus?
us. Hmm.
How,
Oh, it's right across the street from campus. It is literally a 3 minute walk. Like I'm actually closer to campus than I have been since I've been at this school. Actually,
so it's
like
closer
I
than most of
literally,
the dorms. So I'm as
yeah,
a
it
parent,
is.
I'm really happy that this worked out for you. But that just shows, those of you who are listening who may have children in school, or if you're listening,
Network.
you got to network, because that's how you got this
No,
woman in
that's
your circle.
that's literally how I got in here is because I networked. She's a friend, but she was also my boss last year for the internship. So we connected last semester, and I told her about my housing situation, and she hit me up. I'm not hit me up, but she hooked me up. I got my own space. I'm really
I am
happy. This
so
is the
glad.
most.
And that's another thing. That's why I created Black Girls Who Network. Get folks in your network. Your network is your net worth. That's, if you had not
Yes.
done that, probably wouldn't be in school right now. Not at least on
No,
campus.
like no, I really wouldn't because I was gonna take the semester off. I really was not gonna stay in the Red Roof Inn. Like I'm just not. Like I know someone who stays in the Red Roof Inn, and it's not the Red Roof Inn I thought about. So there's two Red Roof Inns on the same property. The one that she stays in isn't the motel, but it's still, they just have a bed. They don't have a lot of space. So,
Do they have roommates in the motels?
yeah, they have roommates. Yeah,
So it wouldn't have been as bad, but I'm glad you're on campus because you can go back to school. I mean, go back to work. And that's one of the things we talked to all of them about, is working while they were in school. And I know that all of them, with the exception of Chai, because Chai is just starting. Oh no, Chai said she is working full time. All of them work while they're in school, and so you also have an on campus job that you're going back to.
yeah.
So you had started it last
Actually, I'm
semester.
gonna text him. I'm gonna text him after this because he told me I could start working this week.
Well, good.
So
Making some money on, a campus job. That's great. And so, what are your thoughts about finishing up your senior year and what life is like for you after high school? being a senior in college now?
Well, I'm not gonna sit here and lie, but like it's kind of scary because like I don't know, man, because I don't know how my adult life is about to go. If
Oh,
it's anything like, huh?
no, go
If
ahead.
it's anything like my college life, then it's gonna be a bit bumpy.
Oh,
But I think I'll be fine.
you will
But
be.
what it looks like, so I don't even know if I'm gonna graduate next semester, which I know your face is like, I'm gonna graduate. I just don't know if it's gonna be next semester. It's gonna be next year for sure, but I don't know if it's gonna be next semester. So I'll still be the class of 23. I'm just missing one credit, and it's just really hard to get into this class. But after I graduate, I have already made some plans with my friends that we've decided we're traveling the world. I've made two plans with two different friends. So I'm gonna go
Yay!
on a cruise for my senior trip, and then I'm trying to go to what did she say? What did Vinland tell me? She said she want to go to Norway, I think.
Wow.
Yes. Yes.
Let's.
Is that where Amsterdam is?
Well, is
Wherever
that?
Amsterdam is,
Are
that's
y'all going
where
to?
I'm going.
Okay. All
Yes.
right. And so you got two different friends going to two different trips?
Yes.
Okay.
So
I think it's
I
awesome.
asked her
You
when
know,
she
I
want to
think
go to.
you should travel.
Yeah. So I'm gonna travel. So I have an internship coming up. So, oh, I wanted to talk about that a little bit.
Talk about
So,
your intern.
I will be getting this internship with Ryan. He works with country music. He used to work with country music television,
Yeah.
and he has work in motion graphics. So, hopefully that internship goes well, and I can add him to my network. Hopefully it goes well. I don't know. I've never met this man, so I don't know.
But you got an
Um,
opportunity through your professor, right?
hmm?
How did you find out about the opportunity? It was through your professor, correct?
Oh, yeah, it's through a class. Yeah. It's through a class. So there were two artists outside of school who were taking interns. One who used to work with country music television, and another one, she sells her artwork is sold through Target.
Oh wow.
So she makes planners, pens, a lot of stuff. And I was like, wow, that kind of fits my like her what do you call it? Her style kind of like it kind of not fit my style, but it was kind of similar. I was like, oh, that's cool. And I'm trying to make planners. So I was like, on one hand, one internship, I would learn motion graphics, and the other one, I would learn like, how to sell items, which is what I'm trying to do now. So either way, I was like, honestly, I'm cool with either intern because it sounds like I can learn a lot from both. But I'm hoping that these internships open up other doors for me to work with other creators. And I'm hoping that I can get either a job or an internship next summer after I graduate. So, because I'm still going to I want to go to grad school and get my master's. I'm trying to get paid what I'm worth. So,
I love
um,
it. I love
that's
it.
like, that's a whole other thing, like paid what you're worth or whatever. But, yeah, so that's what life after college looks like for me. I'm hoping like to travel, internship, or just get a contract job for art. And I don't know if y'all know what a contract job is, but basically, I work with them for a certain period of time, maybe 6 months to a year, whatever they need me for, which is pretty common in the art world. I didn't realize
Yes,
that.
very common.
Um, which is perfect because I want to go back to school anyway. I just would like to take a break. And on that break, I would like to do something productive. So I think I would probably take a contract job and then go back to school. So,
So that is awesome. Your senior year looks like it's shaping up great. You got a great place to stay your senior year. You're going back to
yeah.
work at your old job. I know you and your friends are partying. Let's hope you not do too much partying, but I know that
Actually, have not partied since I've been here.
you've only been there a week.
I know. And I'm stressed, bro. I'm
And
trying to
you and
get
I
to
both know
party.
that this is welcome week for your school. Do not try to fool the listeners. Do not listen to her. She's only been on campus a week, and their welcome week starts this week. And she's before we started recording, she talked about all the activities. Do not try to kid yourself and try to fool these people. Your butt is finna get out there, which I'm okay with. Just make sure that the balance makes sense. So that is it. We have wrapped up a month of August talking about life after high school. We got these great college students. We talked about their past. So if you're listening to this and you are a parent who's going to be sending kids to school or you're a high schooler, or even a freshman in college who's trying to figure out what life looks like or what's going to happen next, just know that it's going to work out the way it's going to work out. Nobody's story is going to be exactly the same. We got 5 young ladies who had 5 different stories, you know. So your story is going to be different than theirs, but hopefully you'll be able to take something from their stories, apply it to yours, like we were able to do. So that wraps up us from the Other Side of 45 podcast, X versus Z series, Life After High School. My next episode after this will be a solo episode. And you can find us on the Other Side of 45 podcast. It's on Instagram, and Bougie Canvas is also on Instagram. Come check out her art, get
Oh,
into
it's
networking with her.
Bougie, BOUGIE.canvas.studios. Follow me.
Follow her, look at her art. If you need some work done, she does great logos.